Welcome back to Plant a Dye Garden. So far in this series, we've gone over seed starting and site preparation, what plants to grow, and what you can do with some of those plants. In this video, I'm going to show you a plant that I grow separately from the other dye plants. We'll talk about why and some tips for growing this plant.
This is madder root. It's grown for its red dye, and it's the only plant that makes a true red. The other natural dye reds that you can get are from lac and cochineal, and those are from insects. So it's worthwhile to grow madder in your garden, even though, as you'll see, it's not the most convenient or beautiful plant. I've chosen an out-of-the-way location for growing the madder root. To the left, you can see the location of the main dye garden, and then going a little further back by this wall is where I'm going to plant the madder. In the past, I grew my madder in this planter alongside some herbs and veggies, and there's a few reasons why this turned out not to be a great idea. First of all, madder is viney and it tends to grow over onto the other plants. I actually had to trim this one back several times throughout the year in order to keep it from overgrowing everything else. But the main reason is that the leaves and stems of the madder plant are quite rough, and they scratched my arms every time I went to the planter to collect some herbs and vegetables or weed the planter. The third reason to grow it separately is that when it comes time to harvest the madder roots, you don't want to disturb the other plants while you're digging it up. So growing it separately will prevent the disturbance of other nearby plants. I should also mention that the roots are not ready for harvesting until they are 3 years old. So eventually you'll need to have 3 pots or planters in order to supply a 3-year rotation of madder root. To grow one plant, you'll want a pot that is about a foot in diameter by about 8 inches deep. I would err on the side of deeper rather than shallower. Eventually, you'll also want a tomato cage to help keep it contained. To start my seeds, I filled the pot with potting soil and topped it off with a scant ½ inch of seed starting mix. Even though I'm only going to grow one plant in this pot, I planted 4 seeds just to be sure that one of them succeeded, and I planted them about twice the depth of the seed. The planting depth recommendations weren't on the packet, but this is a good rule of thumb. The seeds are spaced about 1½ to 2 inches apart. Eventually I'll be thinning them, and I wanted the final plant to be close to the center of the pot. I'm watering in the seedlings with a watering can rather than a hose so that I don't blast the soil away off of the seeds. The soil needs to be kept damp while the seeds are sprouting, and once the seedlings are up, the surface of the soil can be allowed to dry out slightly. You don't want the plants sitting in wet soil all the time. In the next video, we'll check in to see how the madder seeds are doing and also check in on the main dye garden. Before you go, please like and subscribe to help more people like you find this video. The link to the complete dye garden series is in the description below, and also a link to download the dye garden plan.